Well, ladies and gentlemen, children and children, wild-eyed mosquitoes and bow-legged lamb. Pull up a seat or even sat on the floor. I tell you a story you never heard before.
She gone taking care of me because I should have been dead 40 years ago. But I was a good mark. Hello, great news. Burn that white maid born. Let's write my pieces right on the cotton field. Pine. Cotton field. I ain't learned nothing in no town. I ain't been in town hardly.
You know what town was it?
No.
Sure.
I worked 12 years. That's me and my girls. Farmed 12 years. Didn't have no men help at all. And I made it.
That band gives the team spirit to play, and that singing gives you pepped away.
Don't get bad women, boy. Boogie don't dry like mine. It's an easy riding boogie, when it go all the time.
These people witnessed the birth of the blues. They lived them. This haunting music, laughing at life's ironies and set to a dancing beat, this amazing mix of Europe and Africa is America's most distinctive song style. It's also the product of the folk culture of the Mississippi Delta. Today the blues have gone electric, gone urban, and belong to the whole world, and that's fine. But I'm worried because the folk culture that produced the blues has almost disappeared. Now, I've spent a lifetime studying ethnic folklore, and in 1931 recorded songs like this one in the Mississippi Delta. Once there were scores of such songs. Now there are only a few left, and only a handful of the older generation remembers them. The wellspring that's given the world so much is drying up, neglected, misunderstood, and unheard. So today, we give a platform to this vital folk culture and its creators. We visit picnics and revivals. We meet the black pioneers who helped to carve Mississippi out of the wilderness with their work on farm, river, railroad, and levee, creating a new music out of their loneliness and their deprivation. Music that once heard can never be forgotten.
This old blues of the wandering laborer leads us deep into the hills east of the Delta. Just as the southern Appalachians preserved the old English ballad, so the Mississippi Hill Country sheltered a fantastic African music that fed the blues. This music is from Lexington, Mississippi. A young bluesman, Lonnie Pitchford, is playing his homemade one-stringed electric guitar, and his music is amazingly close to the sound this West African produces on his typical one-stringed instrument. And his instrument looked like the model of a one-stringer that Lonnie makes. The African musical bow, here played by two Bushman boys, is the oldest of these one-stringers. Black Mississippians call this instrument the diddley bow, and they make it by nailing a broom wire on the side of the house.
And wrap it around. Got nail us in. Tight. When you tune it, it pulls it down. Like so. I don't know if you can hear it too plain, but this is actually tuning it. Those actually the songs I would play when I was a kid.
In my back door. Lord, woke up this morning and said there's sun in my back door. Now, when I first started to making them fast. All right, I'll show you. Well, I thought my finger like this. Now that's wet. Then I took my knife and swung it out like this. Swung it out. Then I got my finger like this. Then I took the knife and swung this out. Then I swung it out. All right, got up here. Got my tongue like this.
Northeast Mississippi Hill Country, the fife and drum bands call the folks to summer picnics, looking like the spirit of '76, Afro-American style. South, hidden away in the Mississippi hills. It's like a reservoir of hot rhythms for the later blues, and it's a joyous group thing, while the blues tends to be solo and melancholy. It was the song of the individual farmer caught between poverty and prejudice, and you hear the first notes of the blues in the work songs he sang.
All right, baby. Early in the morning, coming back home. Ain't gonna call me, I'll be gone. Down in the bottom of the water ride. Everything, baby, I'll be satisfied. Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby.
Generations of steel-muscled black axemen hacked away at the endless forests of the Delta, bringing daylight into the river bottoms and opening up the richest land in the world for cultivation. Land suitable for vast cotton plantations, where agriculture became a big impersonal business that grew richer and richer at the expense of hard black labor.
Well, here we come. Way back on, all you wait for your clothes. Way back on.
Didn't pay you any money at all?
Or pay 50 cents a day, 40 cents a day. 35, I pick cotton 35 cents 100. Pick cotton, chop cotton from sun to sun, 2 bits and 40 cents. My dad let us 1900, let us chop cotton on a Saturday evening, start at 1 o'clock and chop the sun down for 20 cents. That's it.
As one old-time bluesman told me, it'd take a man that have the blues to sing the blues.
Yeah, you please tell me, baby, why you stay last night. Yeah, will you please tell me, why you stay last night. Hey! Oh, hey!
At the bottom of the system, the debt-laden black farmer somehow recalled the wailing complaints of his ancestors under West African kings, and in his free-rhythmed, ornamented field hollers, the blues melodies began to grow.
Yeah, mama told me, way back where I was born. Well, gonna be a bata coming. Oh, gonna be a rolling stone. Let's write my pieces right on the cotton field. Prime. Cotton field. I ain't learned nothing in no town. I ain't been to town hardly.
You know what town was it?
No.
Sure.
So I learned all my blues in the country. Right here. Out in the country.
In the field.
Field. We're picking the cotton.
Picking cotton with the horn.
Picking peas. All that cotton bass. That's what we learned. That's what they say. That's reading the can. Don't know no other pieces.
Well, we learned something.
Have you been a farmer all your life?
All my life. Been farming out here all my days. Ain't never done nothing.
Farm you in daytime, pick guitar at night.
That's right. That's all I do, nothing but a farmer.
Yeah.
Daddies and things was a farmer. That's all I know. Raise chicken and a few hogs and something to eat around here. Farm out down the field. That's all they ever know. That's all they ever know. What a time, yeah, baby. Where I go, Lord, all time, baby, girl, drive me to the door. Hard time, baby, girl, drive me to the door. Door, drive me to the door. Hard time, drive me to the door. Slow your down, Lord, still at your baby girl till you drag. Still at your baby girl till you drag me down. Drag me down till you drag me. Still at your till you drag me. Lord, hard time you're living, where I go, hard time, baby, got rabbit slow. Hard time, baby, got rabbit dough. Hard time, rabbit dough. Hard time, baby, got rabbit dough.
And so the blues were born. Field hollers floating over solid syncopated dance rhythms. Songs that voiced unspoken anger. The powerful bitter poetry of a hard-pressed people.
I started to feel when I was 8 years old. I used to cry to go to make a day. And my mother, she didn't want me to go. So this old white man wasn't staying too far from us. All of them was be in the field but me. And he asked what I was crying. I told him I was crying because I wanted to go make a day like the rest of them. They started me off at $1 a day. I was getting just what they was getting. From that on, I come all the way through. I clean up new ground. I cut down trees. I cut wood. I can cultivate. I can plow. I can even sweep. And then I can plant. I done did all that all the way through in my life and days. I worked 12 years. That's me and my girls. Farmed 12 years. Didn't have no men help at all. And I made it.
I run down to that river.
Many men often left home and farm looking for better jobs along the river, and these rootless men became the creators and consumers of the blues.
Oh, yes, I'll be there. That's what I'm telling my boy. You know I'm gonna leave here.
Life on the big white riverboats was hard, but it also meant freedom and money to spend and wild good times for the roustabout.
Come here, dog, and let's get your bones. Tell me what shoulder that you want it on. Everybody.
These old-time roustabouts had such fond memories of river life that they fixed up a rig to show us how the work was done and the songs were sung.
Tell me, gal, what you been waiting on. I've been away from home too long. One man. He had it on one end, and I had it on the other, going down the gangplank, going over the water. And we get out there and we stagger like that, you know, like we gonna fall with it, and just keep on rocking. I worked on the Tennessee Belle, the Kate Apple. When she used to get long yonder, she would make that blow. And that levee there would be lined with women meeting us.
What would the blow be?
Woo, 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 woo.
You know what you be saying,
What would happen then?
Huh?
What would happen then?
You would see women coming from everywhere.
When that
What did they come out there? What would
Meeting the men.
meeting paydays.
Payday. Women would be taking care of men a whole month. They put them out then, because that man off the boat was coming. He ain't gonna be there but 2 or 3 days. Then they gonna take him on. When that boat blows, they'd put him out, and he would have to stay gone till the boat go back out. He's a playboy. Playboy.
But I went to her house, and I sat down on the steps.
Just.
Did you guys on the boat know about those men?
No.
No, they didn't know about it.
No, they didn't know about it. I caught one at my house one time. Huh? I left him right there. Him and her. I just got my clothes and left him there.
Well, if I can't come in, let me sit down for your door. But all is so easy, your good man never knows.
In the competition for women and a place to stay, the blues man with his music had a decisive advantage. As one of them told me, I got a home everywhere I go.
If I see the woman that I wanted, and she just absolutely her husband couldn't carry home, I pick that guitar hard. I play guitar hard and sing hard. And I had women come and kiss me, and I didn't ask me, could they kiss me right then. They grabbed me and kissed me. I said, tell me now, sweet mama, gal, how you want your rolling down? Tell me, sweet mama, gal, how you want your rolling down? She said, slow and easy like my old time rider done. Roll my belly, mama, roll it like you roll my dough. Want you to roll my belly, girl, like you roll my dough. I want you to roll me, sweet mama, till I tell you I don't want no more.
And so the blues man appealed for feminine sympathy and a place to hang his hat. The favorite subject of the blues, however, was the troubled relationship between men and women in a disturbed society. And years before the rest of the world, the people of the Delta tasted the bittersweet of modern alienation, so that the blues of those days ring true for all of us now.
You could go, oh, and don't come back to sound no more. Woman, it's your last time shaking it in the bed with me. Says I told you to your face, I had another good guy to shake me in your place. Baby, it's your last time shaking it in the bed with me. Oh, you shake it, you can break it, hang it on the wall, throw it out to one to run round and grab it just before it falls. Shake it, you can break it, hang it up on the line. I don't want your love, cause it sure ain't none of mine. I told you in the spring, when the birds all begin to sing, woman, it's your last time shaking it in the bed with me. Well, you kicked all my kibble off the bed on the floor. You better be glad, Sandfoot, you ain't gonna get to kick it no more. Now you wear your mini skirts way above your knees. Now you can shake your jelly with the other man you please. I told you you could go, and don't come back to sign no more. Woman, it's your last time. Shouldn't it? I mean twisted, doing that monkey dog and that slop in the bed with me. Oh, go, baby. I said, well, the blues is about a woman. If you have the blues about a woman, your wife, or anybody, and they misuse you, you go along and make up a song to sing. Instead of telling her in words, you sing that song. So when you be singing that song, you have your mind direct on how she done treated you. I went down to that river. Oh, thought I'd jump and drown. I thought about the woman I was loving. Boys, I turned around. I went down to that depot. I asked the man how long the train been gone. He says, been gone long enough for your woman to be at home.
The railroad was another escape route away from the plantation system. It also brought jobs with a new sense of competence and higher pay and a new flowering of rhythmic work songs.
It's a good job. I mean, you can raise a family with the job. It pays pretty good. Nowadays, you know, I started out here where I, of course, at the rate of things back and then, you didn't make too much money, but it was enough, you know, to have a job to support your family off of. And nowadays, it's almost the same thing. I mean, you make a little more money, but the cost of living at this time and age is exhausted all. So we just about doing about what we did in 45.
It was good enough for me to put 5 kids through high school and college too. Because it was tough, but I made it.
Right. I had 17 of them.
You talk about singing on the railroad. It's just like a band on a football field. That band gives the team spirit to play, and that singing gets you kept away.
All right, now, up on the rail, up on the top, on the rail, right down line, up on the rail, right down line, up on the rail, up on the line, up on the rail, right down line. A lot of men have got hurt handling steel. Steel is very dangerous. It's heavy, and if they hadn't devised some method of handling that steel with a big bunch of men, they'd always be putting out money on hospital bills and injuries. And they had to have some system to protect that, you know, prevent it from happening all the time. And at its best, we have accidents with it. When you come to work on Monday morning at 7 o'clock and get out there on the job working, the singing comes according to what job you're doing. Now you take a line and track, that singing was just a rhythm that the labor used in keeping the time and getting the track line like the boss man wanted. But now, singing wasn't no joy in it whatsoever. I mean, that was just a part of the way we men set up to work to get the job done. Well, the lady said she come to die, put a hand on her hip and one on her thigh. Good Lord, have mercy. Good Lord, have mercy. Good Lord, have mercy. All right, quarterback. All right, just a little bit, just a hair, just a little bit, right there. Just a little bit, just a hair, just a little bit, right there. All righty, Jack the Rabbit, Jack the Bear, just a little bit, right there. Give it to me in the center. What did the hen that said to the drake? No more crawfish in this lake. Just dive outside, dive outside, dive outside, dive, dive. All right, get it. Whoa, move ahead a little bit. Move ahead there, one eye. How about that? All right. Jack the Rabbit, Jack the Bear, just a little bit, just a hair. Just... I tell you, man, dog loud, dog cry. I'm gonna wait 20 more years. I'm going down to that railroad, lay my head on that railroad track. I'm gonna think about the woman I'm loving. Man, I'm gonna snatch it back. You go down and down quarter until my body.
This is the blues that grew up in the shadow of the levee on which we're riding. This earthwork, thrown up against the Mississippi floods, higher and longer than the Great Wall of China, was piled up by generations of black mule skinners who added a new chapter to the book of the blues. In the days when the levee camps outdid the Wild West in careless violence, the men yonder walked the levee, living the blues. Walter Brown, Joe Savage, William S. Hart, Bill Gordon. They're meeting us at this old river towboat to swap the songs that African style they used to encourage their mule teams.
Well, my whip mule crippled and my lead mule blind. Lord, I won't need somebody. I can shake a line.
How many people would be singing at one time? Would everybody?
Oh, everybody in there, but you couldn't hear your ears. And some of them could sing so good till the mules would go to holler. They just holler, like it was 12 o'clock or something.
I get out and get on got my team then. I get way back on them line, you know. Two great big old mule, face stops all on them, the head up in there like that, and with them honeys on them, they're waiting, tossers hanging all down the side of them. Just taking the time walking. Just walking and walking. I'm gonna be late in the morning. I'm gonna be late all day. I'm gonna be late all day. I'm gonna be late all day. I'm gonna be late all day with old Freddie Mae. Them big summer gun just stepping. Just step with me. They're pulling me up the levee. They're pulling me up the levee. I'm just right back on the line. Oh, everybody!
The work season was short. The dirt had to move. Mules died by the hundreds. And as one levee engineer remarked, you could smell those tent cities a mile away, and there was a buzzard on every fence post.
You know, people that's been here a few years, I guess that's why God didn't kill them all. He left somebody here to tell the story.
It'd be so cold out there, you wouldn't let you go to the fire. You had to let your line slip through your hands.
I don't understand. Tell me how that was exactly.
Like your wheel would be going along, you have two mules to it. Yeah. And the mule would be going along, and you'd walk along and get up to the fire.
What was the fire doing there?
The fire, that they had the fire built for you to warm going by. You couldn't stop at it. Your wheeler couldn't stop, but you could let the mules keep it going and let the line slide through your hand until it get to the end, then you got to catch them. You could never just say, stop at the fire and warm.
What would they do to you?
They'd cut your head, beat it with the pistol or stick or something.
They'd ride right in the middle of the pit. Yeah. And old man Brown used to take his hat off, his head. He wore a big white Stetson, red big. And he'd throw it up and he'd shoot 6 holes in it before it hit the ground. Then he'd tell somebody down there, hand me my hat. And they would hand it to me. He said, now listen, I'm gonna whoop you if you stand, and I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna kill you if you run. I want y'all to do so and so and so. I want you to get me some date. I got to finish Signal Station by Signal time. And is any question, when you ask you that, he'd have his hand on that pistol.
Kill a nigga, hide nothing. Kill a mule, buy another one.
Yeah. Plenty mornings, you'd have to wait until it get light enough to go to work.
That's right.
You'd be standing there in the dark. Then when it get light enough, then you go to work. And then you work in the evening until it get that way. You couldn't see how to come in.
You wasn't locked up. But other than that, it was just like the penitentiary. They paid you what they wanted. They gave you what they wanted you to have. If you didn't do it, somebody's going to beat you up.
Now, why did you men go into those places? That's what we don't understand.
They didn't know no better.
You couldn't do no better. You couldn't do no better. You was trying to leave their farm for 50 and 75 cents a day and go someplace where you could earn a little bit more money. But when you get in those places, well, then you would earn their money, but you didn't get the pay for it.
Yeah, you'd get out there and they would just say they're gonna give you $15 a week. That's $2.50 a day. And payday, he may pay y'all, and then he may not pay y'all. He's wake you out there sometimes 2 and 3 months and just give you a drag, like $10 or $15 something to gamble around in the camp with.
With the Charlie get okay, and say to give our drag.
Saturday.
Was no different in that money that the 2 men had.
Little gray mule, by that white maid born. Your little gray mule, but not a white maid born. I didn't mean no trouble. I didn't mean no harm. I want you to love me or leave me, girl. Anything you want to do.
Some of the men from the levee have, like many itinerant Delta workers, served time in jail and in the state pen at Parchman. They brought us out into the Mississippi River bottoms to show us what it was like in the state penitentiary in the bad old days when they were driven all day in the fields under the gun, and it was only their bluesy songs and the strength of working and singing together that kept their hearts alive under the Mississippi sun.
Rosie, oh Lord, yeah. Rosie, oh Lord, yeah. I've been calling you for so long, yeah, Rosie. You won't answer, wonder Do you hear? Red roses, oh Lord, yeah. Red roses, oh Lord, yeah. Go ahead and marry, don't you wait on me. Long hold over and I can't go free. Red roses, oh Lord, yeah. Red roses, oh Lord, yeah. Look on your fingers, darling, think of me. Ring I brought you when I was free. Red roses, oh Lord, yeah. Red roses, oh Lord, yeah. See they rose a widow, a big leg draws. Got me when he striped it over. Oh, Lordy. Oh, got me when striped it over. Jump in the bushes. They gon' break my leg. Get the food out with my woman. I'll kill you dead. Kill you dead. Kill you dead.
Well, it was 7 of us broke jail together. We broke this county jail, and they caught me. They caught me 5.5 years later. And
That's the way you was there when they got you.
The bat in Parchment when you were there?
Who?
Did you still whip the prisoners when you
They whooped it with big wide straps. They whooped it with big wide straps.
What was it? How often did how many blows did they give?
How many blows they give? Just many that you could stand. They whoop you just. I got 2 whoopings while I was there. They didn't whoop no clothes. They whooped the naked butt. They had 2 men to hold you.
Both.
Minute they need.
2 on your legs and 2 on your arms.
Yeah.
Did they ever injure anybody that way?
Who?
Oh yeah,
Kill
they
him.
kill him like that.
Kill him like that.
They killed him like that.
Got me accused of thieving. I can't see a thing. They got me accused of forgery, and I can't even write my name. Bad luck. Bad luck is killing me. What I just can't stand no more this the degree. Now look at here, boy. I want to tell you something. They got me accused of taxes, and I don't have a lousy dime. They got me accused of children, and ain't now one of them mine. Bad luck. Bad luck is killing me. Oh, I just can't can't stand no more this bloody grief. I'm gone, so baby, so long.
In the Society of the Blues, it was the church, the only permitted community institution that offered solace to the wounded individual and might bring the poor boy a long way from home back into the human community through the ritual of conversion.
Do you not know tonight one thing I like about God? He's so just tonight. God is a just God. God is so just tonight. Kennedy got to stand before God. I said Rockefeller got to stand before God. And that day your money can't buy you nothing. No matter how much money you got, that can't buy it with God. But look what God said. God said you just a steward, and he lended it to you for a few days. Amen. It's not yours. I remember one Friday morning out there on Calvary. They tell me that they hung the S-O-N on the cross. And tell me that the S-U-N peeked up and looked at the S-O-N and said that the S-U-N told the S-O-N two suns can shine together. Yes, it did. The reason that the sun, amen, the reason that the sun don't blind his eyes, because he is the sun's creator tonight. Look at my God, brother, look at my big old God tonight, that stepped out that morning and spoke the ruling universe into existence. God didn't need no hammer, no nail. God didn't need no pliers or no screwdriver. God didn't need no shoe to the proper foundation. Let there be. When God comes back, he's going to throw away the store of pity. He's going to take away the leaves of compassion. He's going to take away, I said, the feathers of iniquity. There ain't going to be nothing left in the net but the bars of indignation. There ain't nothing going to be left in the net but the sharp stick of enlightened wrath. Oh, have mercy tonight. Let me close here, buddy. I said, God will stir you up tonight. I said, he'll stir you up. I said, stir you up one day. He can stir you up. I said, can he stir you up? Yeah. If you know it, say yes tonight. Yeah. If I knew I'd come tonight, I said, I'm trying tonight. How many y'all tried here?
shouting, if hooping, if moaning, if singing was good enough for my grandmama, I don't care what school I finished. I'm gonna do the same thing. Amen. Amen. If it was good enough for them, it's good enough for me. It brought them a long way. It brought them a long way.
Many black sermons are poems of epic beauty, and their makers are magnificent orators in an African vein. In the secular world, one finds other masters of language and wit among the bluesmen and among the modern street poets, the bards of barrooms and cafes who make and recite long, fanciful poems called toasts in the places where the people gather for their good times.
December the 7th, 41.
Yeah.
That's when the Second World War had just begun.
Yeah.
They tell me Mussolini was holding out his paw and trying to get the European countries under Hitler's law.
Oh, no.
But if you have a little patience, I'm going to tell it to you.
Yeah?
The first thing they done, they got rid of the Jews.
No.
But Great Britain got trouble in mind.
Oh.
She rushed the poor boys to define life.
No.
A little better than that, the German bomb built a Paris late one night. They had to look to Americans for they get supplies. They loaded up the vessel and started to cross, but you knew this back that the vessel was lost. Mr. Roosevelt didn't see then.
No.
He said, I just can't see. Why Adolf Hitler trying to rule the sea? He sent him a message right take from the phone to look at Hitler, leave my vessel alone, don't waste our time. But old Tojo was back in the States. Him and Miss Roosevelt could not communicate. Old Japan with the hush it by, and she wouldn't fight on either side. She was a nation, not with Naga. You know what she did, turned it around and bum Pearl Harbor. I don't know, but I was told that's the way Pearl Harbor base got stolen. But you know where we coming at? Negro soldiers standing at attention, they were the poor boys never to mention.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you about the colored man. December the 7th, 41, that's when the Yanks started Mighty Man the Garden. He stepped on deck and it got dead aim. He brought a Japanese bomber down in flames.
Yeah.
Some got wounded and some got killed, but naturally we know. God's holy Bible got the full field. I found out later, though, the rational and rubber stores gasoline. I had to get my blackhead in the Philippines. That's why I was.
What you say you didn't know?
I was in the Philippines.
Well, back in the jungle of wood deep, the bear loud stepped on the signified monkey feet.
Oh.
The monkey said, look, loud, can't you see why you stand yourself on my goddamn fat joke? So the monkey loud said, ain't here a goddamn wood you see.
Yeah.
But you said 2 more, I be stepping on your goddamn head. Well, every day before the sun go down, the loud will kick his butt all through the jungle town.
Yeah.
But the monkey got wise and started using a little his whip. He said, I'm gonna put a stop to that old rock kicking stuff. So the loud jumped up in a bad race, like a young gangster, full of geese. He left with a roar. His tail shot back like a 44. He went out through the jungle, knocking down trees, kicking to the rail till he fell out to the knee. So he ran up on the elephant, talking to the swine. Said, all right, you big bad joke, gonna be yours or mine. So the elephant looked out at the line with the corner of his eye, said, go ahead on, you little funny bunny mama, and go and pick up somebody your own side. So the lion jumped up, made a fancy pass. The elephant sidestepped and kicked him dead in the grass. It messed up his neck, messed up his face, broke all 4 legs, snatched his you-know-what out of place. He picked him up and slammed him to the tree. Nothing but that stuff, as funny you can see. So he drug his butt back to the jungle more dead and alive. They had to run to that monkey with some more of his signified jive.
Get on down, buddy. Get on down.
This music is from Lexington, Mississippi. A young bluesman, Lonnie Pitchford, is playing his homemade one-stringed electric guitar, and his music is amazingly close to the sound this West African produces on his typical one-stringed instrument. And his instrument looked like the model of a one-stringer that Lonnie makes. The African musical bow, here played by two Bushman boys, is the oldest of these one-stringers. Black Mississippians call this instrument the diddley bow, and they make it by nailing a broom wire on the side of the house.
And wrap it around. Can't nail us in. Tight. When you tune it, it pulls it down, like so. I don't know if you can hear it too plain, but this is actually tuning it. Those actually the songs I would play when I was a kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, children and child, wild-eyed mosquitoes and bow-legged lamb. Pull up a seat or even sat on the floor. I tell you a story you never heard before.
She gone taking care of me, because I should have been dead 40 years ago. But I was a good mark. Hello, great news. Burn that white main born. Let's write my pieces right on the cotton field. Pine. Cotton field. I ain't learned nothing in no town. I ain't been in town hardly.
You know what town was it?
No.
Sure.
I worked 12 years. That's me and my girls. Farmed 12 years. Didn't have no men help at all. And I made it.
That band gives the team spirit to play, and that singing gets you pepped away.
Don't get bad women, boy. Buggy don't dry like mine. It's an easy riding buggy when I go all the time.
These people witnessed the birth of the blues. They lived them. This haunting music, laughing at life's ironies and set to a dancing beat, this amazing mix of Europe and Africa is America's most distinctive song style. It's also the product of the folk culture of the Mississippi Delta. Today the blues have gone electric, gone urban, and belong to the whole world, and that's fine. But I'm worried because the folk culture that produced the blues has almost disappeared. Now, I've spent a lifetime studying ethnic folklore, and in 1931 recorded songs like this one in the Mississippi Delta.
Wake up in the morning, outside in my back door. Lord, woke up in the morning and said, there's sun in my back door. when I first started to making them face. All right, I'll show you. Well, I thought my finger like this. Now that's wet. Then I took my knife and swung it out like this. Swung it out. Then I got my finger like this. Then I took the knife and swung this out. Then I swung it out. All right, got up here, got my tongue like this.
Northeast Mississippi Hill Country, the fife and drum bands call the folks to summer picnics, looking like the spirit of '76, Afro-American style.
Once there were scores of such songs. Now there are only a few left, and only a handful of the older generation remembers them. The wellspring that's given the world so much is drying up, neglected, misunderstood, and unheard. So today, we give a platform to this vital folk culture and its creators. We visit picnics and revivals. We meet the black pioneers who helped to carve Mississippi out of the wilderness with their work on farm, river, railroad, and levee, creating a new music out of their loneliness and their deprivation. Music that once heard can never be forgotten.
This old blues of the wandering laborer leads us deep into the hills east of the Delta. Just as the southern Appalachians preserved the Old English ballad, so the Mississippi Hill Country sheltered a fantastic African music that fed the blues.